2005, the game Dave Defeat was released off the Half-Life 2 source called Dave Defeat Source, with much more capacity in the game engine. It can now produce better looking graphics, more detailed graphics, better textures, and bigger and better maps. One of the maps that was produced was called Avalanche. One of the best maps in Day of Defeat. You can see here he's rummaging through here, starting out the allies. And this is generally what the map looks like. It is a... Yes, that's right, he says. It's the territory capture map. And you can choose from the usual classes, but no engineer. Now, what if there is a version of this map for wolfet? So this is what I've done. I've taken this Avalanche map, made my own version inspired by this map. I try to make it as close as possible, but of course, I didn't make it a capture flag territory controlled map. I made it a capture the documents. And I put some of these buildings like this in here. What makes this sort of the staple of Dave Defeat maps, or the sort of the thin corridors. Lots of buildings kind of close together. Not a lot of big spread out territory like Wolfenstein enemy territory. As you can see here, things a little close together. Of course, I couldn't get the detail out of the Radiant engine as you could in the Day of Defeat source Hammer. It's called Hammer editor, and you can see here there's lots more detail in this map because it's a newer game, even though it's about 2 years, two years younger than wolfet. So now you kind of get the gist. There's the church there in the middle of the courtyard. You kind of get the gist of what this map looks like. It kind of uses a lot of the textures from... You can find these textures in Italy map in wolfet.
My bad. Sorry.
Yes, you're bad. Okay. So, now let's take a look. Let's take a look at my map now. And I'm going to open up Radiant. And then... well, why do I need to open up Radiant? I can just run the map through the regular. So let's cancel that. And so I like this map. It's one of my favorite maps, Avalanche map from Dave Defeat. And Dave Defeat is it's a fun game to play. Even though it's the conquest map. In fact, all the maps, most of the maps, I can say in Dave Defeat are conquest maps. But Wolfenstein enemy territory, I don't think has any conquest maps. Return to Castle Wolfenstein has a conquest map called Trench Toast, but I don't think wolfet has a conquest map. I don't think you're able to do that anyway. I tried to do it, but it just didn't work. Let me check before I open up here, just the game, and to see if my map is there. Yep, it's there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my other version of wolfet, the one I used to play online with, rather than use the vanilla version. So let me open this up. Dev map. Let me switch the game so we can see. There you go, dev map, and we just type in Avalanche. And it should start my map. There it is. And I walk you through this map. There it is. It says Avalanche. And there's the overview of what it looks like. You can see it is very similar. I try to get the overall feel of it. The hills may not look too great, but you're not going to be able to see that anyway when you're down on the ground. So I'm going to start as an access engineer. Okay. So here I just spawned in the access spawn here, and I'm exiting one of the mini build. There's actually 2 buildings I used to spawn at. This building and this one too. Looking straight. So do we have radio announcement from... There we go. Try. This is audio from Day of Defeat. So if you ever play Day of Defeat and you find a radio in the access spawn, this is what you hear. Here's the barrier protecting the docks. Oops. I'll just go ahead and drop down here. There's the tank. That's also in Day of Defeat. It has a tank in the access spawn. There's the radio. Just said that. Now here's the barrier that we're going to construct. Here are the documents. So I'm going to build the barrier. As you can see here.
Wooden barrier constructed.
I had taken that from the temple audio. Thank you very much. I forgot the guy's name who did that. But now, if I were to go straight here, I won't be able to get out this corridor here because there's a gate that the allies have to blow up down there. But there's a way that I can get up there. Jump up here on the wall, and you could traverse the wall and make your way down there, through there, out, cross the barbed wire, and you could just jump down from the roof there and make it there to the Axis or Allies flag. It's not Conquest map, not Conquest. Okay, so I'm going to make my way this way, back where I came from. Now, there's 2 ways I can go. I can go this way along the fence, the thin corridors like Day of Defeat, or I can go through the tank way. This was also in Day of Defeat, so I tried. As you can see a church in the background. That's a staple of Day of Defeat too. They always had some sort of buildings off in the distance, almost like a citadel kind of church thing in the background with smoke. There's a radio tower, and you can just go up this ladder here. So you can go either way you like to. So I'm going to go through this way as access. I can make my way up the ladder. See how easy it was. Now you hear the music from Day of Defeat. I put the access victory music. Now here's a way you can go through here. Overlooking the courtyard. That's a courtyard. There's a church. So kind of the same feeling as Day of Defeat. I tried. There's some similar, but I kind of made it a little different, of course. And here's also, you can camp here. Okay, so make your way through here. And I have the rubble. The rubble here you can see. That's like Day of Defeat map where they have rubble interspersed with broken buildings. Dark. Oh no. Okay, so now we can jump down here. There's a courtyard behind me. Now I'm behind the truck. Okay, so this is where the final objective will be taken, to the truck. And there is a courtyard back here. Okay, so now we make our way down here to the courtyard. Now we up here. We just came from over there. You might recognize some of those rooftop buildings from Italy. Now, there's the gate the Allies have to blow up. Corridor gate. And here's another way the Allies can come in. Now, there's a spot here. If you climb up this ladder, you can go up to the top and camp here. This is just like Day of Defeat. Just like overlooking here, like this. Like that, see? And here's overlooking the courtyard, so you can just camp here with Panzerfaust and even snipe people in the church tower. Okay, so we make our way back down. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna explore this way when I change teams to allies. So I capture the flag. There. Now either team can capture that one. So you'd be back and forth capturing those. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let me go around the side of the church. Okay. All right. Can't get over there. So now let me switch class. There's some windows there, some doors, and so now I'm gonna switch to. You can either do covert ops or you can do engineer. I'm gonna go engineer. But, okay. Now spawn in the ally spawn building, and if you go back and watch the beginning of the video, you will see how this looks pretty much exactly like Day of Defeat ally spawn area. I try to copy it as close as possible. There it is, see? And you can hear the allies. That's from Day of Defeat. I wanted to put that under the spam because that's what the players do when they spawn. They spam that. As you can see, this is pretty much exactly like Dave Defeat spawn area. Minus some debris. I can put the table here. So now I'm allies. I spawn here, and I can either go through this door here. I can even spawn in here in these rooms. There's the allies' victory music. No ladder. Here's the... There's only two places that we have med pack and ammo cabinets. This is like Dave Defeat 2. He had this little thing. And look at this. I try to make this as much as I could like Dave Defeat. With this big archway. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning. There's a lot of ways to go, because this is what I like about Dave Defeat, is all the different ways you can go. Like you can go out here, and you can even fall down to the bottom. You won't get hurt. I put a cushion down there. There's the hills. There's the church, some houses in the distance. There's a nice balcony up here, so you can, camp. Don't worry, you can't jump on the roof. I made sure you can't. Okay, so we're up here. So now you can, let's see, go back where you came from. And now we can cross this bridge. And there we're overlooking. Allies spawn. And you can also climb up this ladder. Just like Dave Defeat. This building in here, I try to make exactly like Dave Defeat. Best I could. Now, there's two ways you can go here once you enter this abandoned building. Decrepit building. You can either go to the left, like this. You can jump out to your death, or just camp here if you want for access. Here's a empty room. Just rest, I guess. Okay, so now you can go this way. You can go all the way down these stairs, just like this, zigzag down, and you will end up here, out in the courtyard, facing the entrance to the back of the church. Okay, so let's go back up, and I'll show the other way you can go. I got to do this before the time runs out. So the other way you can go is up here. You're going to have to jump a little bit. There. Sometimes you can get it the first time. I didn't. But, it is what it is. Now I can't jump up there now. This 1,000th time. Okay, so now we're in. Okay, so we can jump up here and just go down this way. Another way you can go. That will be facing the corridor. There we go. And so what I'll do is I'll plant the dynamite at the corridor. See, I just came over. I'll capture the flag. There you go. Conquest. There's where I came from here. Right over there. And here's the entrance to the church from the back way. I'll go from the back way. Show you what that looks like. Of course, the access have plenty of areas to camp and snipe you and panzer you. So you just plant the dynamite at the corridor.
Dynamite planted.
And then what we'll do is we'll go through the back here, this little room here. That's where you can jump from up there. You can jump down from up that spot. There we go. There's a nice big room here to rest. Go through this hallway, and then make your way into the church. Of course, you've been in this church. This is from Riverport. You go all the way up, and you'll overlook things there. You can snipe things. There, we blew the corridor. There we go. More sniping. You can't jump there. Trust me, you can't. I already made it a clip there, so you cannot jump. Okay, so now we blew the corridor gate. Now we can't get up here. This is where the access. There's only one way through there. There's no ladder there. In the original, one of the original versions, early versions of Avalanche map, there used to be a ladder right here. You can climb up and traverse up into the app, but I made it to where no. Because the newer version of the Avalanche map, it doesn't have that ladder, so I took it out. So you go through this corridor. Hopefully you make it through all the sniping and the airstrikes and everything. And it's a long corridor, and then you make your way to where you came before, and you can either satchel this or plant dynamite. So just plant dynamite. And
Dynamite planted.
we're almost done. Okay, so we just wait here, and of course the access will spawn in that building or that building and come out and try to disarm the dynamite. It's up to you to defend the dynamite. You can do it from over here. You can hide behind the boxes. So I made it pretty I thought I made it pretty balanced. So it's not just, and you can climb that pipe too. Climb up to the rooftop. Okay, so just wait for the beep.
Congratulations on
There
your
you go.
promotion, Private First Class.
Now we go get the
Wooden barrier
document.
destroyed.
There you go, from the temple.
Objective taken.
Okay, now there's two ways you can go here. You can either go the back the way you came through the corridor, or you can go back this way. You can go through the alleyway. So let's go through this way just for fun. So now we just kind of enter the bottom here. Watch out for
Only
the access.
5 minutes, soldier.
Uh-oh, 5 minutes. You can't go that way. No, you can't go that way. So let's go this way. You could go this way. You can go the other way. But, and you just drop down here and transmit the doc. There you go. We won. There. And that's it. That's pretty much the map in a nutshell. Of course, you have the access. You got to defend the documents by constantly building the barrier. They'll destroy the barrier. You got to build. You know that. You know the routine. It's the same routine over and over again. So that's it. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments, of course, in the comment section below. Don't forget to do the usual, like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy the map. It's my second official map. I published this on Trackbase. The link will be in the description box below. So check that out. And also, it's available for download through Fearless Assassins and Trackbase. I'll leave the link down in the description below for that. Okay. Hope you enjoy that one. Thanks for watching. Bye.